Every woman over 50 makes this mistake as children leave home or as they decide to retire. And there's a big gap that's left in their life. There's a big change, which can lead to chaos, which leads to a lot of frustration and overwhelm and maybe even some depression. And what you thought was going to give you inner peace with the kids leaving or with retiring from your job is actually causing more of a problem. So what is going to give you that inner peace is to know what your purpose in life is. Everybody has a divine purpose. Know what your divine gifts are, and then knowing how you're supposed to use that out in the world to be of service. So most people, 95% of the people on earth have no idea what their purpose is or what their gifts are. So what they do is they just go along with what their family tells them, their parents as they're growing up, their spouse as they get married, and their church, society in general. They never really consider what they came here on earth to do. And so that just leads to chaos with that frustration and that overwhelm and that depression. But what happens is when you know what your purpose is and you know what your gifts are, then you feel more successful. You feel more in alignment. You feel more joyful. And you're in alignment with spirit, so you have access to your intuition. So in order to do this, what you need is to have peace and quiet. You have to have some time by yourself. And if you are having challenges with that, I've written an ebook, 5 Steps to Create Inner Peace and Calm Your Soul. And if you'd like access to that, just comment inner peace in the comments below, and I'd be glad to send you the link for that. But I've been able to create inner peace for myself. I worked as an engineer. I studied for 5 years as a civil engineer, and then I worked for 15 years. So I spent 20 years working in a field that was not mine. And don't get me wrong, engineering is a wonderful field. My husband's a retired civil engineer, and he did very well in his career, and he made a very fine living for us, and we're still getting the benefits of that. But it was just not for me. So I spent a lot of time suffering since I wasn't following my purpose in life. But once I did, then I was able to, actually my purpose is to help other people to create inner peace. That's the name of my channel here, that's the name of my business. So once I started to do that, and I started to apply that, I was able to create inner peace for myself, for my family, and then for my clients. So when you discover what your purpose is and you start to live it, this is what happens. You create success in however you spend most of your time. If it's in a career, if you have a job, you start to become very successful at the career. Business, if you have your own business. If you are a caretaker, like I was for many years, with an adopted son that we have now, he's 24, or even with doing volunteer work, you become very successful at all of that. The second thing is that your health will soar. You're not going to have all that frustration and worry and so on that you have when you're not aligned. So you begin to sleep better. You're eating better. You're getting right exercise for you. And you can just find time to relax. It's just a wonderful thing. Your relationships will deepen with the people who are still living at home and with those adult children if they moved out. Lots of times my clients have challenges with those adult kids, and the kids aren't responding to them. They don't know how to communicate with them, and they're losing touch with the children, the adult children, and with the grandchildren too. So your relationships will deepen with extended family, with your friends, with your coworkers, clients, everyone in the community in general. And then your your spiritual life will just take off because you're going to be in alignment and you're going to know what to do. Now, I'm not saying there won't be any challenges. There definitely will be. I know that there were in our family lots and lots of challenges, but I was able to overcome them easily because I was able to create that inner peace for myself and for my family. So again, if you're looking for a way to just find some inner peace, some peace and quiet so that you can determine your purpose, go through and just comment below inner peace. I'd be happy to send that ebook to you. And I also have a video here that I also created, a YouTube video on creating inner peace. So you can just click onto that and watch that. But be clear that when you discover what your purpose is, you will create inner peace for yourself. You'll know what your purpose is. You know what your gifts are. You'll know how you're supposed to bring those gifts into the world. That will help you to develop inner peace. And eventually, you'll be developing freedom. And I know that that's what you want. And I know that that's what you deserve.